Manga Wido.
I'm Yayoi Nakagawa, and I'm 24 years old. I got in an accident when I was small, and I have been using a wheelchair ever since. Hey sis, here's your plate. Thanks. This is my younger sister, Hazuki. She's 2 years younger than me, and I left home after I got into university, so now we live separately. We only have each other. Our father was already gone when we were born, and we lost our mother 5 years ago. Hazuki has always supported me, and even though we don't live together, she often comes by and helps me out. It's just the two of us, and we've always been really close. Because we have such a good relationship, I would never want to be a burden. That is one reason I started living on my own. I worked hard to be independent, and although it was hard at the beginning, now I can do most things on my own. One day, hey sis! Yeah? I have some news. What news? Masashi proposed the other day. What? Really? This is Hazuki's boyfriend, Masashi Isayama. We've met before, and he's a really nice person. His father is one of the executives at a major manufacturing company, and they seem to be quite wealthy. But he's always modest and never seems to be stuck up, so I'm not worried. I'm really happy that things went well between these two. Well, congratulations! I'm so happy for you. When's the wedding? We're thinking next year. You'll be there for us, right? Of course. But after a few days, I got a phone call. I answered the phone, and it was Shizu, Masashi's mother. I was wondering if we could meet. Of course, I would love to. Since Hazuki has no parents, I am her only family. I thought we were going to discuss a few things about the wedding, so I went to the restaurant she designated. I got to the restaurant and saw Masashi and his mother sitting there waiting for me. She seems to be in her 60s. I greeted them and sat across from them. I've heard from my son, but you're actually in a wheelchair. Yes, I am. I had a bad feeling about how this conversation started. Oh dear. This is a problem, you know, having a physically challenged guest. It doesn't look so flattering, does it? Flattering? My son's wedding is going to be grand. My husband does business all over the world, so there's going to be celebrities from abroad and guests from major families. Oh, right. Not having parents is bad enough, but the only family she has is in a wheelchair? Ugh, now that shouldn't look right. I hope you understand and kindly decide to miss the wedding party. You know, it's about class. What? This was very unexpected, so I looked at Masashi for some kind of help. What are your thoughts on this, Masashi? He seemed to be thinking for a while and said,
I guess it can't be helped.
What?
My ma says no.
Ma? I thought he was a nice guy, but he's a mama's boy? And I definitely don't want him to be involved in taking care of a physically challenged person, so could you please promise to stay away from my son? Now I have no words. There's nothing I can say to these people, and I was simply sad to know that they were going to become my sister's family. They seemed to be satisfied that I didn't say anything back. They probably thought I was convinced and left the restaurant. Oh my gosh. Do I tell Hazuki what happened today? But what do I say? You can't marry these horrible people! No, I can't say that. Besides, I don't want to get in the way of my sister's marriage just because they said something to me. That was their attitude towards me, not my sister. I thought about this, and... What? You can't make it? I'm really sorry. I know it's your big day. Just before the wedding, I told my sister that I tested positive for a virus, and I had to miss the wedding. She seemed to be in shock for a moment, but understood because of the reason. Well, you can't beat that. It's not your fault. I really wanted to see you in your dress. I'll take millions of photos and videos. We can watch it together later. Yeah. Thanks. I'm really sorry. The wedding went well, and Hazuki decided to move in with the family. Hazuki, you can call me anytime if something happens, okay? You can always come to my house if you guys get into a fight or something. Hey, sis! Can't you be a little more optimistic? Oh, you're right. Sorry. But thanks. Just know that I'll always be on your side. I really want Hazuki to be happy. I was praying as I saw her off. 3 years passed since Hazuki moved in with Masashi's family. One day, she gave me a call. Even after she got married, we've always been calling each other. But I knew something was wrong this time. I can't do this anymore! She seemed to be crying on the other end of the phone. What's the matter? The thing is... Hazuki said Masashi's mother fell from the stairs and hurt her legs. She's already in her 60s, so she started using a wheelchair. Masashi had zero living skills and made Hazuki do everything in the house. And on top of that...
Looking after the in-law is the wife's task.
He never takes care of his mother. And his mother was never nice. Hey! Don't be so lazy! Go get that for me! You can't get anything done! She shows no gratitude and finds fault in everything that Hazuki does and yells. Really? I had a feeling that this wasn't going to go well, and I was right. I didn't need to keep things from her anymore. Hazuki, I have something to tell you. I told her the real reason I couldn't go to her wedding. What? That's terrible! She said that? I'm so sorry I never told you. If I knew that this was going to happen, I would have stopped you from marrying him. But it's never too late. You don't have to spend your life listening to those people. You're right! I'm over this! The day after the call, Hazuki came to crash at my place, and Shizu called me the following day. I know Hazuki's there. How dare she leave the house like this? She started to scream the second I answered the phone. I know she's at your place. Can you tell her to come home right this second? And she really needs to work on her attitude. No can do. Excuse me? You know what? I definitely don't want her involved in taking care of a physically challenged person. What? I repeated the same words she said to me before. I heard from my sister that you're in a wheelchair now. You're in a wheelchair too? She's been taking care of you the whole time, so taking care of me shouldn't be a problem. She's my daughter-in-law. It's practically her job to take care of me. You know what? Unlike you, I can take care of myself. And I'm not a shameful person who can't even appreciate what others do for me. What? If you need someone to take care of you, ask your son. He's not the type. He can't do things like that. Oh, that's right. Hazuki told me he doesn't do anything to take care of himself. But what's the mystery? He was raised by a person like you. What do you mean? I'm sorry. I might have said some things that I shouldn't have. But Hazuki needs to come home. We need her here. For God's sake, you're the one who didn't want your son to get involved, so just hire someone already. And I hung up. Things didn't go smoothly, but after a year, Hazuki was finally able to get a divorce. The only thing they have left is an old mother in a wheelchair and a son who's incapable of taking care of himself. Masashi's father's company got taken over by a foreign company a couple of years ago, and the executives got exiled from the office. The family isn't as wealthy as they used to be, and they couldn't afford to hire anyone. The mother in the wheelchair is having a hard time with her daily life. Masashi called Hazuki over and over, screaming how his mother is having troubles or how she fell and couldn't get up. But Hazuki never replied and blocked his phone number. Well, they can start taking care of themselves now. If they can't, that's that. They were always looking down on people, so I hope they learned something out of this.